Okay, so this is our application. This application we need to record using our virtual user generator. So in that virtual user generator, what is the business flow? Because you need to record the script, means you should understand the business flow. So means what things we can do, means after launch the URL, after we need to log in, we are giving for the Jojo Bean is sample and click on login. And after click on login, we need to click the flights. And in the find flights, we need to select for the departure city and arrive city. So we have the different type of cities will be there. You need to select any one of these. And this is the arrival city. You can select anyone. And if you want change for the departure date, return date, you can change. And this is the number of passengers we need to give for the number of passenger. After that, this is the seating preference and type of seat. So you need to select anything. And after that, click on continue. And these are the available flights from Paris to Paris when I selected, right? So 1 minute. So I'm selecting for the Denver to London, and see Denver to London available flights will be, these all will be available flights. And as same to the, this is the time of, and this is the cost. So when we can book the ticket, right, what we need to do, we need to select our, depends on our time availability and our cost. Based on that, we need to select. So we need to select for the any one of the flight, and after click on continue. So this is the payment details. You need to book that ticket, means we need to pay the payment, right? So you need to give for the payment details. I'm giving for the Mayapur, Hyderabad, and I'm giving for the credit card details and expiry date of the credit card, and click on continue. So you can observe, thank you for booking the through web tour application, means through web tour application we are booked the flight. So the ticket booking is completed, means what is we can do, we need to click on sign up. These scenarios we need to record using our Vision tool. So how we need to record, so I will explain now. Installation and this all things also I will explain one class. Okay. Okay, so this application we need to record using for our virtual user generator. Now this is the virtual user generator. I'm opening for this virtual user generator. So once you can click on this, it will open like this, and this is the version will be 2021 and R1 version. So once you can open that, it will open like this. Now you need to create for the new script. So new script means you need to go to the file and click on new. Also we need to create the new script. Otherwise you can click on this plus button, automatically add new script will come. Just you can click on plus button. So these all will be protocols. Once you can click on the create button, we need to select for the protocol. Protocol nothing but it is a communication between the browser and server. For example, you are opening for the web tour URL, means flight booking application. So that using the tool we need to record, means some communication will be needed. So that is the communication, it is coming from the through protocol. So we can call it as a, these all will be available protocols. So maybe your developed script will be SAP application. Then you need to select for the SAP protocol. See, this is the SAP protocol. Maybe you are civil developed application. Maybe you are developed Oracle. Means based on developed which application you are developed, you need to select for this protocol. So because you are not selected for the correct protocol, what will happen means the browser will be communication will be not happen, and you are unable to record the script. So that is why you are recording which application, and that will be belongs to the SAP application or Oracle or maybe web application. For example, our web tour application will be there. So in that web tour application will be web application, And not only this, bank applications will be there, that also web applications, and insurance applications, healthcare domains, and Facebook, and this all will be web-based applications. So this web application, it is developed in Java or .NET, whatever maybe. You need to doing for the scripting means you need to select for the web HTTP HTML protocol. Which protocol? Web HTTP HTML protocol. We need to select, and after that we need to give for the script name here. Like so we are all going as a not a fresher, right? We are going as a professional way, like experience. So you need to give for the script name also professional way. Like, so you can go to the application. This is the which application? What is this application name? Web tour application. In the web tour, what we are doing? Flight booking. So you need to give the proper names also important. Naming conventions also very important. Web tour. In that web tour, I am doing for the flight booking. Flight booking, and you need to give for the date of today. 01/06/2022. So this is the location, nothing but this script will be saved to the here. In C, in documents, we use scripts, it is saving as a this name. And after that, once you are selected protocol, and after that you enter for the script name, then click on create button. So once you can click on create button, you are able to see this window, and after that we need to start recording now. You need to start recording means this is the record button. So just click on record button, and after that, so this is the record with the web browser, because we are doing for the web application. That is why you need to select for the web browser. Maybe you are doing for the any Windows application, you can select for the Windows application. But we are right now, we are doing for the maximum application will be web only. So we are selecting for the web application, nothing but these all will be different type of browsers. So you need to select for the any browser is fine. It is IE, Internet Explorer, or Mozilla, or Google Chrome. If you anything you want, you need to select anyone is fine. Maybe it will not there here. You need to click on here, and you need to select for the which browser you want. You need to select and import it, and automatically it will show here. So now I am selected which browser? Hello.
Internet Explorer.
Yes,
Internet Explorer.
Now we need to give for the URL. This is the web tour URL. I copied this one. Maybe you are doing for the some ICICI bank application. Then which application you are doing to testing, you need to give for that URL. Maybe you are doing for the some ICICI bank application. Then you need to give for the www.icicibank.com. So means which application you are testing, you need to give for that application URL. Now we are doing for the web application as a web tour application, as a flight booking application. I am giving for that URL. Okay, and after that we need to start recording. Your recording means we have the some prerequisites will be there. Like go to the in recording options. Before recording, you need to go to the first one will be, these all will be recording options. Each and every one will be very important for us, because as a experience point of view, we need to use for the every time these options. So that is why interview point of view, they will ask for the what are the recording options, and they will ask for the explain for you one by one. So first one will be recording. In the recording, we are doing for the recording HTML and URL based. So I will explain later what is the difference between HTML mode and when we switch to the HTML to URL mode. Now I am recording only HTML based. In that HTML based, we have the HTML advanced will be there. You can click on this, and after that we need to select the second one, like a script contain explicitly URL, like web URL and web submit data generated. These functions only you need to generate. That is why you need to select for the second one, and here will be record within the current script step. So before recording, you need to set these two settings. Otherwise, you are unable to record proper code. Okay, got it? Then you can select this one, then click on OK. And after that, one more thing is important: mapping and filter. In the mapping and filter, we are able to see the three options like socket level, VNet level, and socket level and VNet level. So when we can go with the socket level and when we can go to the VNet level means you are doing for the web-based application means obviously in recording time it will be there in socket level. Maybe you are recording for the desktop-based applications like Citrix application, SAP GUI application. This application will be not web-based application. Then you need to select for the VNet level data. So for now we are doing for the socket level only. But what happens is sometimes you are able to recording the script, but you are unable to recording properly. Then you need to select for the both also. So now we are selecting for the socket level because we are doing for the web application. So these two is now important. And after that, and one more also we need. Okay. So in the advanced also, once you can install software, right, it will be there, generate web ad cookies and WebSocket traffic also will be there. You can remove, it will be, check will be there, you can remove because this is the unused data. So we need no need. So that is why you need to uncheck. And after that, go to the headers and no need to record headers. Then you need to select for the do not record headers and click on OK. So only these are the prerequisites before recording, and we need to set for the in written settings. What are things in recording options? In that HTML advanced, we need to select for the second one like web URL and web submit data and record within the current script. And after that, we can go to the advanced. We need to uncheck these options and go to the headers, and you need to select for the do not record headers. So after that, you need to click on OK button. So what are changes you need to save means you can click on OK button. Now we are changes is done, right? Now you need to start recording. This is the start recording button. Just you can click on start recording button and click on OK. Then what will happen, right? So which browser we are selected? IE. Already it is open, right? And closing. So your which browser you are doing, you need to close that browser before recording. So I am selecting, click on the OK. Then what will happen is which browser you are selected, automatically it will invoke that browser and it will open our URL. What are the URL you are given? I will given which URL? Web2 URL. Now you need to record the script. Now the launch URL is completed. What is the next step?
Application login.
Login, right?
Launch
So we need to do the login. Login means we need to give for the like this is the start transaction. So we can call it as a like launch is a one transaction and login is a one transaction after flight booking and payment. So each and every one we can call it as a transaction because our performance testing point of view, each transaction how much time it is taking for the one user. If you test with the more than one user like what 200 or 500 or 1 lakh users, it is the same time it is taking or not, we need check. That is the major important for our point of view. That is why the transactions are very important to recording the script. So now we are doing for the login. So that is why this is the start transaction. What we are doing the login, right? You need to give for the transaction name is a login and you need to give for the transaction 02 because already launch is happened. That is why given for the login 0 T02. Then you need to perform what we need to enter for the login details, username and password, and click on login. Now login transaction is completed. Is completed means you need to end the transaction. This is the end transaction. You need to click on end transaction. You can see I'm showing here. This is the end transaction. This is start transaction. Start transaction means before doing for the action, performing the action, you need to click on this. After complete for the that action, you need to click on the end. Now again, what we are doing, click on the flight button. Now you need to give for the transaction name. It is a click on flight underscore. I'm giving for the transaction name T03 and click on OK. And I'm performing the action. Click on flight. So click on flight is completed. You should wait for the until the page will be loaded. Okay, without page you are not loaded. Again you close it means what will happen is the code will be not generated. So that is why you should wait for the time until this page will be loaded. So after that is a click on flight is completed, right? You need to end the transaction. This is the end transaction. And now what we are doing, find flight. So you need to give for the transaction name, it is a find flight, and giving for the transaction name is a T04 and click on OK. Now I'm performing for the, like I'm selecting for the Los Angeles, and I'm selecting for the Paris, and so if you want change for a day, Windows and business means you can change it and click on continue. And after that, this is the same transaction like find flight transaction only. So we need to close which transaction, find flight, but is the find flight transaction is completed?
Yes.
Completed or not? Still there, right? Still we are in find flight transaction only. So you need to click on any one of the flight and click on continue. Now you can observe find flight transaction is completed. It is completed means we need to end the transaction. This is the transaction. And now which transaction we can do? Payment details. And they start the transaction name is a payment details, and I am giving for the T05 and click on OK. Then you need to enter for the street address. And I'm giving for the credit card number and expired date of the credit card. Click on continue. See, payment transaction is completed or not? Completed. So because our flight booking is completed, then you can end the payment details. Now final transaction, what is that? Click on sign off. So you can log out or sign off. You can give for the transaction name as a logout and T06. Click on OK. Now final transaction will be sign off. So our entire business flow we are recording is completed. So you need to end the transaction first. Okay. So entire business flow is completed means you need to stop the recording. This is the button, is the stop recording button. Everyone able to see? This is the stop recording button. You need to click on stop record button. So automatically code will be generated. No need to write manually anything. So once you can record this application, it automatically the code will be generated. So now you can go to the action part. Everything will be recorded in the action part. You can go to the action part, and now you are able to see the transaction. See, so now you can see this is the transaction name. What is the transaction name? Means LR start transaction means login is starting here onwards. And so you can observe I given for the username and password. By seeing the code also, this code will be belongs to the login part. You are able to easily understand because this is a very easy language, and this is not a C language. This is not a Java. This is not a going to the programming language. This is a very simple language. And as okay, so by seeing also you know for the okay this transaction belongs to login transaction. So after this I ended transaction login. See, you are able to see the login is ended. And after login ended, what we done? Click on flights. Click on flights. Transaction started here, ended here. And after that we are done for the find flight. We are selecting for the departure city and arrive city. See, Los Angeles to Paris I selected, and it is generated. And after that I select for the flight. Depends on the cost and depends on the time. I selected this one flight. Sent after that, next transaction will be payment details. And you can observe payment details. What are details we are given? See, address 1 Aminpur, address 2 Hyderabad, passenger details, credit card, expiry date. What are details you are given in application? Everything will be recorded here. Now final step will be log off. See, sign off. So means by seeing also okay we are everything is recorded successfully or not, you need to check. So like this we need to record the script. So once you can record the script, maybe launch transaction we are not given. You need to give for the launch transaction means what we have the manually also we need to give. Maybe you miss any transaction while recording the script. If you miss, then you need to give for the manual means this is the start transaction, this is the end transaction. You need to click on start transaction and give it as a name launch URL underscore T01. So what name you are given for the start transaction, same name you need to give for the end transaction also. So is the end transaction where it is ending, after this it is ending for the end transaction. Then you need to, this is the end transaction, click on the end transaction. Control. So like this we need to record for the proper, first will be script. Got it everyone? So now we need to observe, like when we are getting for the web URL function, it is when it is generating as a web URL, and when it is generating as a web submit data, we need to discuss now. So now going to, you can observe what are the functions only it is generated, web URL and web submit data, and again you can see web URL and web submit data and web URL only you open. So if anyone asks, once you can record for the HTML mode, what are the functions you observed? So you need to tell for the web URL and web submit data. So going to the now, going to application. So this is the application, right? You are launching the URL. So you are clicking. So what will happen? You are clicking means it is generating as a web URL function. You can observe we are clicking means it is generated as a web URL function. Means you are not entering any data, just you are clicking. Click means what will happen? It is generating as a web URL function. After that, what we are doing? We are entering for the username and password. You can observe now, go to the second transaction name is a login transaction. Now you can observe we are entering for the username and password. It is generated as a web submit data. Means we are submitting the some data to the application. So that is why it is generating as a web submit data. So now is clear, right? You are clicking means which function it will generate. Hello? Everyone will be there?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
You can click means which function it will generate, and when you enter some data means which function will be generated.
click means web URL.
Okay, you are submitting some
And
data.
if we submit web submit data.
Yes. So next, so after login, now we can log in. So I'm submitting data and entering for this and clicking login. So next, what we are doing? What is the transaction? Next transaction? Click on flights.
Line
Clicking the flights means which function will be generated?
web URL.
Yeah, web URL. Now we can see, click on flights, which function it is generated. We can observe. Now you can observe web URL, search flight button. It is generated. And after that, once click on this, I am selecting for this. And again, now you are submitting the data, right? Now you are submitting the data to the application. So then what will happen next? To which function it will generate it?
Web submit data.
Web submit data. Now you can observe Los Angeles, Paris, and what are you are selected, all details will be kept. And after click on continue. Then after that, here also we are selecting. Means we have the different flights will be there. You are selecting means you are submitting some data. So that is why this generate as a web submit data. See, this is the web submit data. This is the outbound flight value. Means this is the flight we are selecting. And after that, payment also we are submitting, like we are giving for the first name, last name, address 1, address 2, passenger details, and credit card and expiry details. These all details we are submitting. That is why which function it will generate? Web submit data is generated. And the final step. So final, we are clicking for the sign off. Then which function it will generate?
Web URL.
Web URL.
Yeah.
Now you guys clear, right? Once we can record the script, what are the functions will be generated and how to we can record for the script in a professional way, and everything you guys will know, right?
Yes.
So once
Yeah.
script is completed, we can do for the some script enhancements. So we not write any code, but in this script will be what will happen means, right? This script will work with the one user point of view, it will work. But we want for the multiple user point of view. As a performance testing means we need to execute with the multiple users. So this script we need to work with the multiple user point of view. We need to do for the some script enhancements. So those will be correlation and parameterization will be there. I will explain later. Before that, just I will execute and we'll see what will happen. So now script will be passed. So you want to see the so mainly we need to concentrate this one. So what are the transaction names we are given? Anyone can read?
Launch,
Launch your
login, click on flights, find flight, payment details, logout.
So means you are given for the transaction names. That is why it is calculated for the time. Means if that launch code, it is took for the one user. We are executed one time only. So how much time it is took? 600 milliseconds. Login, it is how much time it is happened? 388 milliseconds. And click on flight will be 387. Logout will be 338 milliseconds. So it is a only single user point of view. Maybe you are testing with the 50 users, 100 users, or 2000 users. So launch how much time it is taking, login how much time it is taking, and log out too. So this is only our major job. So actually, they will give for the client. Actually, they will give for the if you execute 100,000 users also within 2 seconds it will be happen. That is my SLA. So if it is not meeting SLA, then you need to find the where could be problem. Maybe you are executing with 1,000 users. Maybe in our application point of view, CPU memory is insufficient. So what we need to do, we need to recommend it to the particular team. Could you please increase for the CPU and memory? So this is only our major job. Got it right, everyone? So,
Yes.
this is the for today class. Anyone have any doubts? You guys can any doubts? You can ask me. Suresh,
Yeah, Kiran. Nothing.
okay, na good.
Yeah.
Okay, and Madhavi. Madhavi. Suraj. I think everyone is good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then we can go to close class. Okay, and we'll meet tomorrow also same time. Okay, 7 o'clock, and we'll start our script announcements. And tomorrow I will explain for the some concepts like I will show you before going to the scripting. So I will explain for the one by one, like we have the how many components, each and every component, which purpose we can use. And after that, load runner architecture, and we have the PT life cycle, nothing but performance testing life cycle will be there. I will explain these points also. After these points completed, then we can move to the scripting part. Again, we need to record, and after that, we have the some script announcements will be there. We can go to the script announcements. So once this is completed, right? So everything will be practical, and as same to real time work also we can do for the same thing. How I recorded script, right? Same thing we can record, but application will be different. Maybe that will be banking application, maybe that will be insurance application, maybe healthcare application. Any application will be there, but application will be different, but recording purpose, everything will be same. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for joining everyone. We'll meet tomorrow also, same time. If anyone have any doubts also, you can call me in offline also, no problem. Okay. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you for.
Okay, thank you, Kiran.